Morning, hot stuff. How you doing there, Mr. MTG Gaming Bob in the house? Happy to have you here. Coach has got me out in the infield here this morning. It's Thursday. Oh yay. Thanks for sharing life with me, folks. I'm just going to take a minute to arrive here on the stream with you folks. Safe and sound. We made it. Thank goodness for you. I'm glad you guys meet me here on the show here this morning. It's Thursday. Oh yeah. Got the fancy beat on the background for your feet, and everybody at Brody channel dost thou meet. Planeswalkers to complete. Soft and sweet tunes on the channel this morning here at the Coaches in the House. We got 4 people watching from around the world, the fans, the amazing fans, the best fans, the fans of Magic the Gathering, who love the game as much as we do. Thanks for tuning in. Whoa, Brody's coming in awfully large and in charge here this morning. It's Thursday. It's January 19th. How are you? 2023 in the house. Morning, Michael Superbacker. We got the coffee rolling. We're just about ready to do the show. We got to do a little magic stocks, a couple of magic talks, and for all of you folks tuning in on the juice. The juice is in the house, and the house is in the juice. Michael Superbacker, my man, thanks for having my back. We got to do a little bit of more in the Magic the Gathering stocks and talks. We got the price of Hasbro stock to look at. I'm going to have to run the movers and the shakers list. But before we do that, I can't do that until we take a look over at the MTG stock desk to see what else is coming up. And we got a news article for you folks today from Matt Grzelcznik. It's great. It's great to be here. So super stoked to bring this to you folks today. We're going to make a little sip of coffee here, get things warmed up in the cup. We got to get a little bit. We got to see what's going on here. Yeah, we got New Horizons Dominaria Remastered to read for you folks today. Let's check it out. This is an article from Matt Grzelcznik. Our new writer over at the stock desk, Matt, kicks off his series New Horizons by setting expectations for some big reprints from Dominaria Remastered, including Force of Will, Vampiric Tutor, Urza's Incubator from January 18th. This is hot. You can smell this sucker on the stove. It's hot off the presses, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Let's check it out. Hello, my name is Matt Grzelcznik. I am Brody. Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure that we're going to welcome everybody to this bi-weekly series called New Horizons. So Matt's he's intended on writing quite a bit here for you boys. First of all, a little about Matt. He works as a real-time workforce analyst. Been playing Magic since Dragon's Maze. Experimenting with Magic the Gathering. Also been forcing Jund and dabbling lately in the ins and outs of sealed format. Let's talk about Dominaria Remastered. Thanks, Matt. Happy to let's just take a second for ourselves here this morning to appreciate one another. It's good to do that. You know, you never know what people are up to and where they've been and what's been going on in their day. Sometimes somebody could be having a bumpy day and you might not even know it. It's Thursday. It's the middle of the week. Coffee. Got the coffee just about ready to pour into my cup here this morning. I'm trying something a little different. Yeah. Keep it hot. Beginning the new series with Dominaria Remastered, a nostalgia-fueled set, but nothing but reprints celebrating the history of playing across 27 different sets and 30 years of gameplay. Just like Time Spiral Remastered, this set aims to provide 2 things. Firstly, 2 things. I got 2 things. I got a mic and a backup mic. That's what I got. Yeah. That's what your mama called you. I got a mic, backup mic. Just like Times Per Hour Master, the set aims to provide two things. Firstly, a larger circulation of high-end cards for play in multiple constructed formats, as well as a specific new collector variation of sought-after cards. Second, it provides the player with a sealed experience unlike any other, a reasonable price per box. That's right. Just like Sarah Angel won the World Championships of Magic the Gathering, unlike any other creature, this deck set collection of Dominaria Remastered sets to provide an experience unlike any other. I don't know if that's the set to do it. In fact, maybe it was the Amazon reseals that provided us with that effect. Who's to say? The main financial impact of this reprint run will be felt across EDH, Vintage, Legacy. In just a few days after release, we can already observe a downtrend in the prices of many prominent cards such as Yawgmoth, Thran Physician, this guy, in Retro Frame and Exploration Retro Frame. Oh, I could pull that up for you folks. However, observing the previous release and findings from the Time Spiral Remastered, this may not be a complete picture. Many of the staple cards bottomed out, because we like things when they bottom out here on the channel, within 4 months of the set release before coming back up in price or even exceeding their initial pricing. Considering the above, let's navigate through a selection of cards that I suspect. Some sus cards to be suspect this morning that will follow the same pattern, perhaps, on financial loss and gain due to their flexibility and firm residence in popular meta decks. Okay, so let's have a look at the reprints from Dominaria Mastered, including the high-end cards. Horse. I gotta pour myself a coffee before we start talking about Horse of Will. All right.
Buy low, sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
All right, let's ride in on this. Horse of Will. Initially printed in alliances, the Horse of Will has always been a highly priced and sought after card due to its flexibility. Yeah, that's right. We mean you can bend it in half. No, I don't know what we mean. But he goes on. Whilst being a staple in both Vintage and Legacy, as well as spreading into CEDH, its popularity has only been increasing over the last decade, including Canadian Highlander, Vintage, and Legacy. All right, CEDH. The Horse of Will. A horse, of course, is the rise in popularity and relevance has also reflected a steady price increase, with the original printing reaching low triple digits. Yeah, like we talked about Force of Will here the other day. Like somebody wanted to see it, so we looked at it. Yeah, we did. We looked at it. The question, I think somebody even asked the question, bro. Which copy of Force of Will would you be getting? And I was like, the original. We like the original. I mean, it's great to open the $400 Wham Shazazzle Bam, great new reprint, but it's not like necessity. You can get the basic version of the card from alliances. It's just fine. The rise in popularity and relevance is also reflected in a steady price, with the original printing reaching low triple digits. It's like $89 or $90, maybe a hundo right now. The two previous reprints from both Eternal Masters and Double Masters have fluctuated with the market shakeups, but regained their initial practice over time. With the release of Dominaria Remastered, a new copy was priced around $68 on the day of release, compared to the $95 to $100 average from any previous printing. I predict this new printing will continue to decrease in price for the next 4 to 6 weeks before finding a comfortable bottom price and then steadily going back up in cost. All right. Prediction. We have a prediction here from Mr. Matt. Early, first day on the job, making predictions. Hey, nice. Careful with that wand. Ah, well, it's it's interesting. Let's take a look here. 94 bucks, Dominaria Remastered. Really now? Force of Will Borderless. 94 bucks from Card Kingdom. You can get the extras for 99 and another copy for 89 bucks. So there looks like there's all kinds of Force of Wills available for that kind of money on the marketplace. Let's take a look at the original Force of Will. Oh, who's looking at Goblin Welder here? Well, okay, Painter Servant's back, and I'm stoked. Oh my gosh, I've been sitting on this deck for a while, and I haven't, like, it's been stuck. We're going to get to that later. Force of Will. Oh, it's been, speaking of Force of Will, yeah, it goes in the deck. Painter Servant, yeah, you can run it. Painter Servant Blue, folks. Force of Will. Pitch any card. Morning, Kelly. Hi. Yeah. $100 for the Royal Borderless. I want to see the original Alliances edition. That's the one. Right doggone there. I think the folks over at the table games picked up this copy in foil out of a pack. Woo! Hot pack over there. Kind of nice to see. Somebody get it. So we got the Force of Will. Very nice, nice, very nice. But Matt goes on to talk about let's have a little sip of coffee. Thanks for joining with sharing life with me here today, folks. We're talking about a couple of staple reprints in the Dominaria remastered sets. We're gonna have ourselves a little sip of coffee. Wherever you were dragging Brody along today for the ride, whether you got me dangling from the back of the car, sitting on the dashboard, got Brody hanging on the kitchen counter with you. Thanks for taking me with you. MTG Gaming Bob says, great comment here from Gaming Bob. I think we are a bit early in the release cycle to see where the prices will settle. I like to wait until 6 months after release to see the effects on price. That's good advice. I'll say it twice. That's good advice. Wait about 6 months, things settle. And you know what's a perfect example of that? I'll give you a couple of cards. Ledger Shredder. There's the most recent card. Like, I opened that in a pack, it was $1.50 or $2, and I'm like, man, this card's awesome. I'm playing it in my pre-release kit because I got it in my pre-release kit. I'm like, this card's really good. And I started looking at it for 2 mana. And everybody was Triome, 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 right? So there's an example of a card, and it just grew legs. Like, it's still seeing play in modern, and it's made its way into other formats. So those some sleeper cards might emerge out of the set, and especially with these reprints, like what Bob is saying, give it 6 months to let everything shake out. Actually, that's perfect time. That is perfect timing. Just for the chart that we've been talking about, there's this chart here, and if you guys haven't seen it, I'll put it up on the screen for you. Today we're talking some morning Magic stocks and Magic talks here with Brody. If you don't like checking the prices of Magic cards, is it like too much for you? Is there all these different charts? There's like the Hasbro stock chart, there's the movers and shakers list, there's these articles, there's everybody hollering on high about which card's the best in the format. There's CEDH and there's everything else, and there's all these numbers to look at, and prices go up and prices go down, and sometimes we feel trapped in the middle. That's why I'm here to help. I'm checking these prices every day anyway. Let me do it for you. We can get some discussion going. And like we want to do well in our collection. Like the collection should be like on an upward trend for fun first and foremost, and like you want the value to get into your collection. You want to shuffle that fun into your collection. So we're looking at a few stocks when it comes to Magic cards and having a couple of talks. Let's take a look at this chart here, then we'll get back into the article. Had this chart up here for you folks just a couple of weeks ago. Last week, in fact, we looked at this periods when to make money. Yeah, we do. Like this is where we're at. And like I'm loving the about face you're going to see like just coming over like I'm talking just coming over the cusp of the holidays, the end of December and into the fourth quarter. A lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, now is no better time." You're gonna you look at the history of some of the you know there's speculation, and I've been saying this. We're gonna wait a while. I sound like a broken record, right? And you'll catch on. It's okay. There's people out there. You guys will catch on. It's it's not like oh these cards are on sale right now. Like it's when it comes to reserve list cards, I would wait a while, like 3 to 6 months. I say it every day on the morning show. We're gonna wait until the fourth quarter earnings of Hasbro comes out, and that ain't coming out until the next month. And then like we're still doing damage, right? It's like there's like a friggin' punching bag to the face over and over and over again, and then like it's like that Jack that meme. It's like, do you want me to slow down, stop, or just slow down, right? Until there's like a full stop to the punching to the face from our friends over at uh at Hasbro, we're literally going to just wait. And that could take 3 months and 6 months, and we're waiting for the super high end sale. Once we see the super high end sale, that means that the big stores like the snowballs and the card castles and the we buy she buy and like all these the big box stores, the the schooling houses and all the big high inventory holders are going to have to start selling for a discount because they're going to need to pay rent. Okay, that's coming. I'm telling you. Like this is Brody's hot take for the day. It's Thursday. Thank gosh you're here. I couldn't do this without you. It's all going on in my head, and like I gotta share this, folks, with you. So like let's look and talk about the prices of Magic cards when we're gonna make some money. Come back to this chart here in a minute. Let's go on to talk about Vampiric Tutor, okay? Talking about prices settling. So when Bob says let's wait 6 months after release to see the effects on price, yeah, buddy, it couldn't be better. Let's wait 6 months. We're gonna hold on a little bit longer. 3 to 6 months before we pull the trigger on any high-end cards. Anything over 40, $50. Maybe might move that up to 100 here in the end of the month, but hey, there's many different types of tutors in Magic the Gathering, each with their own unique abilities and costs. Some tutors, such as Worldly Tutor, oh yeah, and Green Sun Zenith, allow players to search for a specific type of card. Others have additional costs like Grim Teuton, or specific conditionals like Mystical Teuton, and then there's the Worldly Teuton. All right, standing above all the rest of these conditions, the drawbacks, we have Vampiric Tutor, an aggressively costed search effect that enables us to bring any card from our deck and put it on top for a single mana and 2 life at instant speed, I remind you. Thank you very much. Initially printed in Visions, this tutor has enjoyed moderate popularity in Vintage, moderate popularity in EDH, and with 6 printings, not including their various promos and extras, the card is currently averaging $45 depending on the set. With the new release of Dominaria Remastered, the price is already at 33% fall, sitting at an average of 32 due to the abundant reprints and the opening of packs during the upcoming weeks. I would hold the line on grabbing any copies of this card. The price has dropped, only started, and it's unlikely a sharp spike back up. Morning, Twiddler. Twiddler's in the house. Thursday, I think we got the MTG Roundtable happening tonight at Mr. DJ Longhair's channel, so that'll be exciting. If you guys can make it over there, it's happening around 7:30 tonight. Morning. Stocks, we're going to be on just past the hour here today. Tobin Vampiric Tutor over at the stock decks. And now on to our third card in this article here by Matt. Over at the stock decks, Urza's Incubator. In recent years, we've seen a rise in popularity and support for tribal synergies like Pyre of Heroes or Vanquisher's Banner. Tribal synergies, huh? Pyre of Heroes, sack a creature, search for a creature card that shares a type with it. If it has mana cost 1 plus that creature's CMC converted mana cost. Vanquisher's Banner is just it's a banner. It literally buffs your stuff of your choice for +1/+1. Okay, I digress. I don't know if Vanquisher's Banner is tribal, but it's kind of throwing me off here when we talk about it like that. But let's keep an open mind. Let's listen to this article from Matt. It's his first one. He's really got some good points here. Cards like Pyre of Heroes, Vanquisher's Banner have paved the way for synergy in modern EDH decks. Players now have the freedom to choosing their playables rather than cramming in underpowered cards to fit the theme. Observe the rise of Urza's Incubator retro frame. 3 manas. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast. Interesting card, especially with the Vanquisher's Banner. I could see that being quite nice for creature decks. A cheap cost reducer for our tribe of choice. It mainly sees play in EDH with the original release of subsequent short print runs and pre-constructed products. Urza's Incubator remained a card with limited availability. This has caused it to soar in price in the last 3 years, with copies retailing at $45 on the average. Looking at the price impact of the Dominaria Remastered print run, we can see the new art copies costing at $29 on release date. This trend is also true for both the border variation print and the borderless treatment. The treatment. I love how people call it the treatment. I love it. Let's give it a treatment, shall we? Michael Superbacker says, "You're right on, Bob. The new Force of Will retro frame fell in price from 150 to 70. Wow. And the foil version also dropped $75. 275 to 198. Wow. Love checking these prices with you guys here this morning. Thanks a bunch. Good stuff here from the stock desk here. Well, to I would expect these cards, such as Urza's Incubator, to continue to pivot downwards in trend. There's a high probability that they will bounce back up in line with the other prints. My reasoning behind this is that the popularity of tribal strategies hasn't peaked yet. We have not peaked yet. We continue to see different cards being printed to enable underrepresented tribes to shine. Looking at you, Kibo. Gosh, everybody loves the Kibo Kai. I do too. He's cool. I'll make myself a monkey deck, a banana deck, apes from nowhere. There was a couple of cool apes that we looked up on the show. But if you wanted to do it in Commander, you would want cards like the Vanquisher's Banner as well as the Urza's Incubator. They all have different effects and how they spin the selected subtype from minor to major effects, separating itself from the herd. Urza's Incubator provides a static discount that continues to generate value through its presence on the battlefield. If you ever wanted a reason to make a tribal deck and are looking for effective upgrades, this card remains a card that I encourage trying. In conclusion, each new release presents us with a multitude of opportunities. These range from exciting new cards to old and tried reprints. Dominaria Remastered provides us with some much needed reprints that have refreshed the financial scene. It has also continued the precedent of older cards, creating a full supplementary set, encouraging both new players and veterans to participate and enjoy the release. From nostalgic pieces to the potential financial ebbs and flows, I hope you will join me again. Next time will become completed in Phyrexia, all would be one. Matt Grzechnik, thanks a lot for putting some time into this article. Real good one. Some coverage here from the stock test.
Buy low, sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
All right, so Hasbro stock. Let's hit the refresh button here. 64.17, cusping down just a little bit down and to the right. This is going to be some east-west price movement. I think you're going to think like there's volatility. So we want to talk about volatility here in these markets. Like, let's check this out for a second. This is the chart we've been talking about. Periods when to make money. So speaking of reprints, reprints are like new stock, right? When reprints come out, it's like printing more stock. It's like shares splitting, right? Mr. DJ Longhair, how you doing this morning, DJ? Let us know for the folks watching and those of you tuning in on the juice. Can you post that link in the chat for everybody? Take to the round table this evening and the time that that's happening. Might see you there. I got this chart up. I've been looking at it last week, and it's interesting because I think it came out of like the back of a. I think as I heard the story goes, it was a store owner who had a magazine, hardware store owner who had a magazine, and he drew up this chart magazine for the store catalog with all the store items in it and the price catalog, and then at the back this was an illustration. It says periods when to make money, right? And like 2023 is right here. That's where we're at. We're like been looking at this chart, and I found it really interesting. So right where the blue circle is, right? 2023. So we've got A, B, and C, right? Funny enough, A coming across here is like this mathematical projection. I think it goes like you got 18 years, 20 years, 16 years, 18 years, 20 years, 16 years, 18 years, and so it goes. So you can run this chart out as far as you like using these metrics. This is an algorithm, right? This guy was using an algorithm. Okay, so let's check it out. And then this is A is the periods in which panics have occurred and will occur again. We've got like these different years coming across the top. We won't say what the panic was or what the circumstances, but you can use your imagination and fill in the blanks. Now, right here on B is periods of good times, high prices, and the time to sell any stocks of value of all kinds. So, like original equity, Phyrexians, and drops. Sweet. We're going to talk about some completed planeswalkers here this morning. Hey, the predicted Y2K, right? Yeah, pretty much. I guess there. That's. I mean, we don't have to talk about what these panics were, but you know, you can use your imagination, right? Yeah, so there's an algorithm here, like, and this is what is happening with like AI. Like, there's AI was released about 6 days ago publicly, right? So like trading algorithms and stuff like that. You've heard of these things before, but this is a chart back, and I like this part here because if Brody moves his funny face, you can see down here in the corner. It's from 1875. 1875, Pa. Yeah, that's right. This is it. That's when this fella drew it. Okay, so periods of good times. That's B, right? Good times, high prices and time to sell off stock. And C is years of hard times, low prices, and a good time to buy stocks, corner lots and goods, etc. Hold till the boom reaches the years of good times, then unload. All righty. So that's like, then you look at these triangles inside of here. So like we're at 2023, and then there's there's another algorithm happening here. It says 254736 254736. So these periods, right, of 2 years, 2 years up, 5 years down, 4 years up, 7 years down, 3 years up, 6 years down, and over again. So 2023, you're going to be in a 3-year up cycle till 2026. Okay, that's when the next sort of a market boom is sort of happening. This chart is crazy, right? It's crazy, DJ Longhair. I like to share it with you folks. That's why I'm here. Do these charts make any sense to you? Do you like tracking the prices of Magic cards? Do you like the stock charts and the movers and the shakers and the uppers and the downers? Or is maybe the bottom 10 the list for you? Do you like the hot 10, the hot top 10, the amazing, there's all kinds of them. People look at charts, but what do they mean, right? The game changes. Why is a card moving? I don't know. What deck is good in the metagame? I don't. Well, let me do it for you. I'm here every morning. I'm looking at charts and talking to them with you folks. We love to do it. It's great. So, like, the bottom is like, I wouldn't, and then I know what you're thinking. You're like, the bottom's in, Brody. The bottom is in. Well, how do you catch a falling knife? Like, you could stand back and, like, say this microphone's a knife, just try and, like, catch it, right? Or wouldn't you rather it just, like, just let it let it hit the ground, bounce once or twice, and then, like, just go over and pick it up, right? So, like, 2023, that's what I'm saying. 2023, like, got to be patient here. Let's wait a while. I mean, it wasn't even the new year, and we had a whole bunch of people screaming from the hills how we got to pick up this card and my dual lands, and sales are strong with this card, this card, and this card. Players aren't giving up; they're just buying and buying. Like, whoa, 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 whoa! Like, okay. I mean, I know if there's some cards that are on sale right now that you need for your collection, but let's just let's just pay attention to what we're doing, because over time, how do people pick up, like, how do the stores who end up with all the inventory of these high-end cards, legacy staples including reserve list, dual lands, power cards, out of print reprint, out of print rares, how do they get such mass quantities of those cards? So you walk in and you're like, oh my God, they got all the copies of whatever it is. Force of Will and Alliance is $100 a piece. Yeah. This is how you, you get time in the market. You got to wait for these things to happen. Okay. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate you. So, like, this is where we are, and like, Magic is fun. It should be fun, and the hardcores are still in the game, right? There's a lot of people giving up, and it's called capitulation. People just like handing in their cards, be like, "I'm out of here. This is shenanigans." Just wait. It's going to take 3 years for this to change to our favor, at least. So give it 6 months. Wait for the bottom to be in, and then we're going to pick these cards up on discount. Anything you've been looking for, we're waiting for the super high end sale. Super high end sale. Super high end sale. Super high. Stop it, Brody.
Buy low, sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
Love it. Okay, so the Hasbro stock price, $64. It's never been lower. Well, it has when it released, but let's take a look at the chart. Okay, so we're gonna see the pounding and the face pounding for, like, this is since inception. It's actually up, like, healthy wise. Anybody who's like owner of the upper and ups and reportables and stuff, and like people sit in any meetings, they'd be like, well, over the long term, this chart is actually looking net positive. See, it's very healthy and ready for a steady uptrend, the next leg up and all these other things, right? So that's where their head is at. But, like, if people start buying back in, it's like, oh, we've got some niche product for like one or two different people that will love and eat it up. And then we start pumping out boutique products, custom made for very targeted and small individual playground, enough to sell the product line, mind you, secret layers and everything. But, like, if people, if there's an exodus of Dungeons and Dragons and an exodus of Magic, that affects this number, right? And then people are like, no, we need to see a change in management. Like this is we are hitting what is called here a support line. Okay, look at this. This is what's called a support line. So like this line here that I'm about to draw. So you see, oh, let's go back. Let's refresh. This is not financial advice. This is just a guy sitting at the desk going over some stocks, right? So you see this line here, I draw it across here. It looks at about $55. And this is like it crossed it once and then it stayed above it, tried to come down and like bounced off that line because people hit that number and people bought the stock. And it's about to hit that number again. And if there's no support at this level and it goes lower, then that like people start to get excited. Morning time capsule. No, no. Here I was thinking, Richie says, here I was thinking I was poor due to bad financial discipline. But no, it's just the way that things work, right? And if it's kind of like if you don't have access to the information, how do you know? Like it's like you go to the store. Let me give you an example. Brody goes to the store just yesterday. In fact, I phoned down to the store because I'm like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna phone down to the store. So Brody phones down to the store and is like, I need a price on some item. Right? They're like, oh yeah, yeah. Well, we don't have it in. We'll have to. It's kind of a weird thing, right? Weird item. So it's like, okay, we don't have it in, but we can get it. Okay, cool. So that's it. That's where I leave it. I don't do anything else after that. No, of course. I phoned at another store and asked them to, if they had one and how much it would cost, and they didn't have it. So they said they'd get back to me, and then that's where I left it. No, no, that's not where I left it. I called the third store. I did the same thing. I wait for all three of them to get back to me. Now, one of them comes back and be like, "It's $60, Brody," and I'm like, $60? Well, okay. I guess that's the first one that gets back to me, right? Cool. And then like a day later, I'm like waiting for everybody else to get back to me. I'm like, oh, they can't find it. So like I got to go with the first one. But he's like, gets back to me, hey, $28. I'm like, whoa, I should just buy them from the one store and go take them to the other one. I could double my money. But that's that's how things work, right? They buy two, put one on the shelf, give you one, and you just paid for it, right? That's how this works. Okay? That's how it works. Yeah, and that's not why. So that's why it's rigged, Reggie Dubs. It's rigged. Okay, so I digress. This is a support line at like $50, $53, and like we just tippy toed, code word tippy toed off the bottom of this 60 $54 line. So like let's see those fourth quarter earnings because this could push this down lower than this resistance line. Like, if we start ending up down here in Brody's coffee cup, Hasbro, the best part of waking up is Hasbro stock in your cup. Ding. That's what we want to see, right? So that's going to mean that coincides. And I mean, coincides, folks, with this chart right here, right? Halfway through 2023. That's when things turn around and start going the other way. And it could be longer. This chart could be off by, well, so far it's been incredibly accurate. Just go back and look at history. Don't repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Now, putting all this together, that's what we do here. We take the Hasbro stock price, the MTG top decks, the metagame, what people are buying, what's popular, if there's paper play or not, market conditions, new stock, new sets, completed planeswalkers. Oh gosh. And everything else, we tie it all together and we take a look and say, hey, that's neat. Richie Dubs. Anybody want to take a look at a couple of let's take a break here. Take a look at some AI generated magic cards. These are always fun. I know you can't read this because there's so much darn text on it, but let's just take a break from the stock desk here for a second. Need your help with this one. Give it a little pass or fail. What do you think of this card, folks? Should it even exist? I don't know. Archaonide powder. Arcanide powder. It reminds me of the Princess Bride when he's like, I've built up a tolerance to iocane powder over the years. It was in both drinks. Ha! But this is Arcanide powder. Cost you 3 blue, a green, and a black for this legendary planeswalker. Oh my god. Oh my god. What did I just commit to? All right, let's check it out. 4 loyalty on this boy. +1. Until the end of your next turn, target land you control becomes a 3/4 creature with flying and first strike, vigilance, trample, and indestructible. All the things. +1 is target land you control gets everything. It's a creature and it's a 3/4 and it hits you any way it can. Flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, indestructible. -8. Okay, this is where it gets hard because you got to up it 4 times and then a down. So you need 5 turns to do this. Nice. A very strong green tea matcha. Yeah, man. That's good stuff, you know? Like maybe I'm going to switch. This looks so good. I might switch to matcha. What you mean there, Michael Superbacker? -8. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, roll 2 cards. Oh my god. And loses all abilities until you reveal a creature card. You may look at this card for as long as they remove a card of that chosen player into the dust in the chosen player's graveyard. Then you may put that card onto the battlefield bottom of your library if it's a land card, and into your hand you may put it on the bottom of your library. I'd buy this card just on the art. Well, we were talking about AI, and like this, maybe AI has been around for a little bit, but like the civilian version of it, and we not that Brody's not admitting I have another version of the military version of AI, but the civilian version of AI. I learned a little bit about it here, and like maybe it's got something to do with the way the text comes out on these cards, and it's a little mumbly, and it's a little grumbly, and it's a little bumbly. But from what I understand, you have to cajole this AI. Cajoling, which is a strange word to cajole. When somebody's trying to get you to do something, cajole, persuade by flattery and gentle pleading, insincere language. Okay, so you have to feed this thing keywords. Now, it's not. Let's read this again, and I'll just read part of it, and then you'll understand. It's just a bunch of mumbly grumbly. This card, we got to give it a fail. But Michael Superbacker wants to give it a pass. I don't know. I gotta fail this card. You can't play it. Well, I mean, it's -8 is near impossible because it reads like a bowl of soup. It reads like a bowl of alphabet soup. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, roll 2 cards and loses all abilities until you reveal a creature card. You may look at this card for as long as they remove a card and the chosen player into the dust in the chosen player's graveyard. So the way this AI works is it doesn't think, it just uses predictability patterns on the subject that you give it to put literally 1 foot in front of the other, but 1 word in front of the other in the most likely happenstance, and that until it comes up with a response to the question that you ask it, right? So say you feed, so that's what I mean. You have to cajole it. It'll be like, what's your favorite type of coffee? And then it has to answer back like to coffee, right? And it's like, well, my favorite type of likelihood coffee. And then it'll go sort of in some direction, responding to like the question that you just asked it. So this is just a bunch of magic card words strung together in like no particular meaningful order, and that's sort of what it does. But it's funny because it can be surprisingly accurate and surprisingly good. I'm failing this card. Michael Superbacker's giving it a pass. He likes the matcha. I don't blame you. Pick yourself up a coffee. Proxy it. Let's take a look at the next one. That's not Veraska. This can't be real. No, this ain't real. This is a meme. That's not Veraska. Fresca is a popular tourist destination. Zero, draw a card and die. This is good. Oh my god. Done. Paid, done, or 2 lives after lives have been paid. Go to the lowest bidder. Oh my gosh. This is hilarious. I gotta build myself another coffee. -2. So it's 0 is draw a card and die. This is good. Okay. It literally says this is good. That's how you know it's good. -2 target being the target being the target being becomes a valuable ally of tap that victim, take away all rights, and lose all cards and abilities. Wow. Okay, starting to scare me. This is getting a little bit creepy. I don't like this -2, but hey, and the new. If the kidney is smaller than 9, use the same poison. Wow, this is kind of creepy. What a weird card. I gotta go on to something else. Let's give it a fail. I don't know. We're not harvesting body parts. Sorry, no. All right, sweet feeling glide mate. The defending 2, we don't know what that is. It's a 0/3 for a black and 1. It looks like a couple of tabletop tokens for like maybe Warhammer or something. Couple of little guys. Pretty neat card. I think we could give this Elf Warrior a pass. If we knew what defending was, we just need a little more information. It's 3 of 4 though in the set, which is pretty neat. What do you think of this card? The Skeeling Guildmaid. Hey, mate, Skeeling Guildmaid. Hey, what do you think about this card, eh? I'm on Elf Warrior, creature 0/3. I've got defending, and it'll cost you 2 for me and my buddies to stand outside your house. I'm a Sleeving Guildmaid, Elf Warrior. I get all my coffee from influencer ads. It's the best coffee, the influencer told me. Ha! Brody brand. Oh, you know where we're going with this, Richie Dubs. You do. You know where we're going with this. Yes. And here's the greasy pitch for the day. If you join the Patreon after 6 months of Patreon, you get yourself the Brody Alfonso shirt. We'll send it out to you. We did send out shirts to the Freetreons. Thanks to you for watching all the Freetreons. Brody brand t-shirts. They're the best. Get yourself some Freetreon after 6 months. You can claim your free Brody shirt. Brody brand t-shirts. Hit that Brodification bell, and we'll continue to bring you more Morning Magic stocks. I think we can give this card a pass. Why not? Let's ask it to pass it. The Sleeving Guildmate. Oh, this guy here. He's a boy. And then that leaves us off with the Torture of Guardians. Richie, what do we want to do? What do we want to do today for the stock list? Where are we going with this one? Time Capsule says, good morning. Let's take a look at MTG top 8 just to see if anything else we got any like literally we're tying it all together. This is where we're going to start tying it all together, and if there's another place that coach told me to check for box prices, sealed box prices. Yes, that's something that I want to also start incorporating into the show. Sealed box prices. So we talk about the metagame and what decks are popular, which can sometimes drive cards on the movers and the shakers list. The Eternal Weekend Vintage. Let's see, Legacy. Any Vintage or Legacy news? The 21st God of Legacy. That just happened in Haruya, Japan. No new event standings. So what I think we're going to do, and I kind of want to ask you folks what you think. Is this we could do a thing like I see like I like asking the folks. Do you like picking the column like the movers and the shakers? Cuz we got like modern, legacy, vintage, all which one do you want to see here? Like usually I ask the folks what you guys want to see. Let me know if you want to run any column in specific, or I could just start doing like a Monday through Friday. It's Modern Monday. We're running the modern list. Okay, and then Tuesday we're running Pioneer, and Wednesday is Popper. Thursday is Legacy. Friday is Vintage. Like, I mean, that could be a fun way to do it. If you guys like the consistency, or if you like keeping it a little bit like fun, then we can just let you folks pick. Like guys like Tom Mitchell, who enjoy checking out the channel. What do you want to see here today? We did run Popper Legacy here this week already. We should probably hit the modern list. You guys want to do modern cards? Yeah, let's do it. All right, modern. We never checked modern this year or this. Yeah, I guess it's friggin' January 19th, 2023. We're checking the magic stocks, the movers and the shakers list here this morning. Morning stocks with Brody. Let's check out some. We're checking out reprint equity. Before we do that, like Phyrexia all will be one. Spoilers. Oh, we got more. Infect just got like a whole lot better, didn't it? It's insane, right? Oh yeah, Veraska Betrayal Sting, same art, same template. Like, have you seen all these spoilers yet? And like Infect, apparently turn one Infect is going to be really easy to have happen. Ah, you good with doing some modern cards this morning, Richie? Let's do it. All right. Grinding Station up 16%. This card could use a reprint. You know, I bet you it will have one sooner or later. Let's check it out. $34.97. 2 mana for this card. It's modern playable. That's kind of where we see this card. Sacrifice an artifact. Target player mills 3. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, you may untap it. So this is played with like treasures and food in modern. Anything that generates a bunch of tokens that are also artifacts, this thing goes off. It mills your opponents for 3. You need one of them on the battlefield. It costs 2. And in an affinity deck, it's not that hard to happen. It's coming in at $37. Holy smokes, the grinding station's never been higher. From 5th on. Let's check it out. Foil version, $143. Wow. Second off the top, this Field Marshal for soldiers. Hey, this guy's up 22%. This is $10. And like, I like this card for $10. If you're playing modern, let's check it out. If you're a modern player, $10. So other soldier creatures get +1/+1. I'd like to know what the foil version's worth. From Cold Snap, 37. Soldier Lord. This is straight up. Is it a 2/2? It is. It's a 2/2. So it's straight up a Soldier Lord. It's funny because it's pretty much Goblin King on a white card, right? It's $10. I think this is a pickup. It's a decent card. It's from 10th. I don't know if you guys are going to see it any cheaper and when it would see a reprint, but its soldiers seem to get a bunch of support. People are still buying this up just because the Muriel, and it's sold out at the vendors. MTG Gaming Bob says, exciting news. We finally released the Commander Raids video. Response has been excellent so far. If anyone is interested in PEV Commander format, please go check it out on Pure MTG. Bob, you don't have a wrench, and that's a problem. So if you could just hold on a minute, I got to give you one, and then you can put, you can put it in the chat. Please do so for us. You can put a link in there. Gotta get you. Bob, do you have a wrench? How do I wrench you? It's not working. Let me just give you a wrench here, Bob. That'll make things a little easier as well. All right, let's check it out. Doot 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 doot. The wrenching thing can be a little bit of trouble because it's right at the bottom of the button, and sometimes it doesn't show up when I'm scrolling it. Do 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 do. Well, let's move on to the third card off the top. I'll see if I can get that hooked up here for us, Bob. But yes, thank you for. Let me put a link in the description here of the live stream. Once it goes up, I'll put a link in there, and I'll hit you up on Twitter there. Maybe share me a link there. I'll give you a retweet on that, Gaming Bob. Trying to get a little more exposure for the Commander Raids format for sure. I'll see you over there as well. Crater Hoof Behemoth is $36. I think we saw this on the list there last week. It's kind of a card that is an overrun card. Like it's the overrun was the original. It's good in green, and this is why. Like if we let's just put overrun over is it run? Is it two words? Overrun, it's one word. So let's put the overrun in here. So like overrun cheaper, $44. Creatures you can control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. 5 mana. Let me take a look here and see what decks are playing. Amara, Soul of the Accord, Chatterfang, the Squirrels, Finn, the Fangbearer. So Chatterfang, the Squirrel decks are playing this. Could you imagine getting overrun with squirrels that get +3/+3? Chatterfang, the Squirrel General. So these are both played in Chatterfang Squirrel decks, and like, why wouldn't the Monkey deck play this too? The Monkey deck will probably play the Crater Hoof. It's 8 mana, Creature Beast. Hasty. When Crater Hoof enters the battlefield, creatures you control get trample and XX until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. So if you got 5 creatures, it counts itself. They get +5/+5 and trample. He also has haste, so he gives himself the buff. He just says creatures you control gain trample and +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures. So he just gets bigger. You got 5 creatures. He's a 10/10, and everything's got trample, and he's hasty. So it just straight out closes out games. Just wins you pretty much if you can get through with a swing. 2 different copies of the Crater Hoof, a cheaper one as well, showing up here on the list. Then this Urborg card. I've been playing this in Commander. It's great if you're running black. It gives your opponents swamps as well. Blood Moon does thwart it, which thanks a lot, Murray Cooper. I found that out the other day. It's $44 and it's up just a couple of points. Mirror Turbine, this one I'm not too sure about. It's up 33% though. That's quite a big tick. I don't know why this isn't like on the top of the chart here this morning. Why is this card from Mirrodin now $4.43? What happened? Howdy Prime 406. How you doing, buddy? Nice to have you with us here today. We priming in the house. Hit the comments, hit the brotification. Leave me a comment in the chat. Create a mirror 5 mana, create a 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature token. Okay, and then tap 5 mirror you control, search your library for a mirror, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. Did mirrors just get some support in Phyrexia? This thing is seen a tick up in price. Why? Deretti, Scrap Savant, Urza Lord Hyde, Zirda the Dawnmaker, Lita Mechanical Engineer, Ratchet Field Medic, Ashnod the Uncaring. I don't know why this card is seeing a little tick up in price. Maybe it's uncomfortably familiar. Could be that you get some support for this. Mirror artifacts searching. Yeah, $4. All right. Greater point is that it's up 33%. So why not? You might be sitting on some treasure. Seedborn Muse. I thought this card got banned all over the place. Like I really did. I thought Seedborn Muse was like, let's click on it. I thought Seedborn Muse was banned. Let's take a look. Seedborn Muse is legal. Modern Legacy Vintage Commander. It is legal in Commander. Untap all permanents you control during each other player's untap step. Well, I don't understand how this, since yesterday, just expressing my excitement, it's currently blowing up right now as we speak. Awesome. Since yesterday. I love that it is a very positive thing for the community in such a dark area. Watch out for the Seedborn Muse. I don't understand how a card like this is okie dokie, but there's the one that's like a Simic that's banned, right? What's the one? The Crewfix? Profit of Crewfix? Profit. How much is the profit? Profit of Crewfix. So we got Profit of Crewfix. Untap all creatures and lands you control during each other player's untap step. You may cast creature spells though they had flash. So Profit of Crewfix is banned in Commander, right? First time I saw this, I was like, oh, this is great. I get an untap step. I get to play during everybody else's turn. So I just get 5 turns. My turn, and then everybody else's, and then my turn again, right? But I guess it doesn't work that way because they banned it. But then a card like this shows up. 5 mana, except like, are these not even? Look at the art is darn near the same. Okay, so like this one's banned, this one's okay. Untap all permanents you control during each other player's untap step. So we put not just creatures and lands, it's all permanents, right? Including artifacts and everything else. And that's okay in Commander. Except Profit Accrue Fix is busted. I don't know. Something's going on. Okay, so Mr. DJ Longhair's got the link in the channel. Bob, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to troubleshoot the modding after the show just because the scrolling and the sizing and everything, it's going to throw everything off. So I'll hit you up with a wrench here after the show. Shiny one, I'll shine it up real nice for you. It's going to be a good one. It's adjustable. It's a spanner. It's got your name on it. It's pretty sweet. So we'll hit you up with the wrench. Richie Dubs made an ASMR video. Hey, you know what? It's awesome that you made a video. I was really excited when you messaged me. You're like, hey, I made a video. And I'm like, yeah. And you know, somebody else, that's why I got to say, somebody else inspired me to make a video because I kept seeing them making videos and I'm like, hey, I got to make a video too. So it's none other than you folks out there who got me to wake up one day and say, hey, you know what? Let's do a mail opening video. And that's where it all starts. So I'm going to check it out for surezies over at the Richie Dubs place because it's probably worth a watch. Mr. DJ Longhair going to be on the round table here tonight. This evening. The link in the description below because it's Thursday. You all are getting the link first. This is right. DJ's got the roundtable, MTG roundtable. The thing that I like most about the roundtable is that it's an open format. He does a really good job of hosting multiple content creators with differences of opinions. It does get quite busy over there. It gets a lot of attention, and the gameplay at nights is really cool if you play late night Commander. But the roundtable is a place where anybody can join and get their discussion going in the chat, and it's really a whole lot of fun. I hope to see you all there. We're checking Seedborn Muse. Brody's confused on Seedborn Muse, and Brody's confused about why this card is not banned and a card like Prophet of Krufik isn't. All right, nothing makes sense in this crazy mixed up world, including why this card, Vidalcan Archmage, is on the movers in the shakers list. $11, up 10%. It's Brody. I'm here for you folks. Thanks for dragging me along. If you're out boating this morning, if you got the boat in the water and you're sitting out there bundled up, you're ready to go cast a fishing line off the bow. Thanks for having me with you. I can smell the blue ocean and hear the seagulls. Wherever you got me, if you got me on the bus, if you got me on the dash of the car, wherever you're dragging Brody with this morning, do it. Thanks a bunch for sharing today with me. Get our Thursday rolling. Let's look at this Mirrodin card. Whenever you play an artifact spell, draw a card. The Vidalcan Wizard. $11.99. Seems good, but I do like the Thought Monitor better. It's a good card. Let's see. Whenever you cast Affinity for artifacts, flying when Thought Monitor enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards. I mean, it's $2. $2 for a 2/2 with affinity for artifacts and flying. When it enters, you draw 2. Or you can get this guy, the Vidalcan Archmage. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, draw a card. Could go in Wizards. You know, this guy with Nahim, the Wizard Lord, he doubles your Wizard triggers. So this would actually draw you 2 cards. That's actually really good in Wizards. Wizards do wizard things. Worth a watch. Debatable. All right, it might not be worth it, but I'm going to go for it. Why not? I'll take one for the team. I'll check it out. Endurance. Here's a card. It's on the modern list. It's got flash. It's got reach. It's fleech. It's got fleech. Flash and reach. Fleeching is this card from Endurance. It's a cool card because it was printed first in Modern Horizons. Now, worth noting about this card, it's the first and only version of this card yet. It could see a reprint. That's what Bob was talking about early about the price discovery, right? And waiting like 6 months until we get like a little bit of price discovery. But this card, you know, standard staple after Modern Horizons, we do have an interesting meme for you folks to check out here this morning too, with regards to Modern Horizons cards. But I'm talking about power creep. This card's $40. It sees play in Legacy. It does. It sees play in Modern. It does. Legacy Elves, Modern, Footfalls, Yawgmoth, and then Selesnya Depth. Card's good to open. It's good to open. If you open this, you're doing well. $37. Glad I'm not on a boat, right? Yes. I'm on a boat. Yeah. If the world could see me now, I'm going to sail this boat to the Pro Tour somehow. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. If my mom could see me now, I'm going to steer this boat to the Pro Tour somehow. I'm on a boat with Ragavan. Ragavan's on a boat. Yes, he is. See, there he is. He's on a boat. We're on boats today. That's right. Ragavan's out there, $75, and he doesn't give no fire trucks. He is 1 mana. He's on a boat, and he's a 2/1. He's a meme card. Yes. He's a monkey. You can play this with the Octavi Prince, right? In Monkey Tribal. Why wouldn't you? You get to play Ragavan. You get to dash out. You get to make fruit. Oh, I'm excited for the Octavi Prince. That's going to be fun. When Ragavan deals damage to a player, we know what happens. They get treasure and they exile the top card of that player's library. He friggin' Gonties you. Ragavanti, right? Until end of turn, you may cast that card. Dash one in a colorless. For red in a colorless, you can dash him out. He gains haste. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Brutal card. If it's left unchecked, this thing wins games. It ramps you. It gets you cards, and it cripples your opponent all at the same time. All for 1 mana. Savannah Lions on performance enhancing drugs. No doubt, for sure. It's insane. It's insane. Appreciate you folks for watching, checking it out. The channel this morning, a little bit of morning Magic the Gathering stocks, couple of Magic the Gathering talks. I like it. I got a little bit of a meme for you folks today to go out on. I'll share it with you, and it's kind of funny. Speaking of endurance and modern cards here this morning, let me check it. Let me just take a look here. I like this. Hello. Does she play? It's you got Arnold Schwarzenegger and John Connor from Terminator 2 in the phone booth making the call to the house because John still thinks his parents are alive. Does she play MTG? Yeah, she plays modern. And then Arnie says, do you like modern after Modern Horizons 2, right? And his mom says, well, of course, it's a very diverse and fun format. Your foster parents are dead. So sad, hey? Modern after Modern Horizons 2, including Ragavan, the Nimblest one, the Pilfery one, and the Monkiest one. It's Thursday. Thanks for sharing the day with me today, folks. Have yourself a good one. I'm really excited you folks could be here with me and you could get your day going. I think I hear the police outside. We are going to have to... we're going to have to try and make the most out of what's going on out in the world. Looking at these Magic the Gathering stocks and some Magic the Gathering talk. Do you like checking the prices of Magic cards? Is it fun? Do you enjoy when somebody takes care of that for you? You can always check it out over here at the channel. Appreciate you guys. 5:15 Mountain Time, 7:15 Pacific. I'm Brody Alfonso. We'll talk to you again real soon. Without any cajoling, you folks are here checking out the channel. Appreciate you, Michael Superbacker. Coach, thanks for coming to my game again today. I appreciate you having you in the corner. It's awesome to have the MTG Gaming Bob Ritchie Dubs, Prime 406 in the house. Mr. DJ Longhair will hopefully see you folks. Time Capsule, Kelly, happy to have you here. Thanks again for the comments. Everyone means a boat. To Brody, every comment and every thumbs up you hit down there means a boat to me, folks. I'm not kidding. I mean, people ask me, does coffee help in the morning? It makes confident. It really does. Talk to y'all again soon. Thanks to the Freetrons, Patreons for tuning in. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Later, folks. Every single morning, I get hit by the same guy on a bicycle. It's a vicious cycle.